We want to see how you and your family explore the outdoors. This morning, we're actually talking about being good stewards of the environment.
Marianne Merrick, a registered dietitian from St. Mary's, is here to talk about sustainable eating. Good morning.
Good morning.
So when we talk about sustainable eating, what does that mean and why is it important for kids to get?
Well, basically, sustainable eating means that you're consuming foods from the farmers that grow them in an environmentally safe way, or raising them in a humane way. And a lot of the farmers that are using sustainable farming are doing organic farming. They're family-owned farms, and we have a lot of those in Wisconsin. So it makes it easy for us to purchase foods from them.
I know we're really encouraging kids and families to get out there and help the environment as well as kind of experience in it. So how does, I know you have some props here, how does this all kind of tie into doing something like that and not only being healthier but helping the environment?
Right. Well, you know, helping to grow, having your own garden is the best thing, really. If you can, that is the best way to teach kids where food comes from the earth. And there's herbs you can grow too if you don't have room for it in your place where you live. But these can, you know, an herb like the basil that I have here can be easily grown on the windowsill and picked and consumed. But the produce here that I have is actually locally grown, most of it is, and from Fenimore, Monroe, Darlington, I think was the other one. And I bought them actually in the grocery store here in Madison. So it's easy, but as far as the growing your own foods, there are ways to do that. A lot of different ways that you can do that. Of course, having your own garden is a great idea. If you can't do that, going to the farmer's market too is another way to show your kids and talk to the growers. And I think that's another good way to expose your kids.
Yeah. We were talking in the commercial break, let's flip the script a little bit to picky eaters as kids.
Yeah.
I mean, this idea of sharing, commiserating maybe a little bit.
Yes.
What do you do to encourage kids at an early age that this is, you know, the non-processed versus the processed?
Yes, this is very important. Again, showing kids where food comes from, very important. Eating those healthy, non-processed foods, like you said, but I think getting them involved in the cooking, the preparing of food really does help. Even if you're going to the grocery store to buy food and going down the produce aisle, it's the first place you go usually, and asking them to pick out different foods that, you know, colorful foods or whatever that they might want to try, and giving them a taste of that food. And again, taking it home, having them wash. Even little kids can wash off things. And the older kids can chop things, make salads. That is a great way to get your kids involved, and then they're more apt to, studies show too, they're more apt to eat those foods that they're preparing.
My kids have not graduated to the chopping yet. I'm a little bit scared.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that one.
Marianne Merrick, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate it this morning.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
All right, the time right now, 6:43. It's all about being hands-on at the Aldo Leopold Nature Center.
Lots of summer camps and programs are available as school gets out. My daughter went to one of them a couple of years ago. Your kids may have visited the center this school year, whether it's learning about tadpoles, fish, trees, or dragonflies. It's a true world of wonder on Madison's east side, something the Leopold Center thinks should be a vital part of every kid's learning process.
You know, we want to encourage as many students and families to come out here as possible. So there are actually there are subsidy programs for schools who can come out here to make sure that every kid for 10 counties out at least gets nature into their curriculum.
So there's also a Black Earth campus, 38 rugged acres there to hike. The Leopold Center is open 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have more on what it offers as we make time for kids tonight on News 3 at 6.